Paris, 1917. A woman stands before a firing squad. She refuses the blindfold. Her eyes, sharp and fearless, lock onto the men about to end her life. Her name was Mata Hari. To some, she was a dancer. To others, a spy. To history, a mystery. Early life Mata Hari was born Margaretha Geertruida Zelle on August 7, 1876, in the Netherlands. She grew up in a wealthy family until tragedy struck. Her mother died, her father remarried, and young Margaretha was sent away to boarding school. At just 18, she answered a newspaper ad placed by a Dutch army officer named Rudolf MacLeod. They married quickly and moved to the Dutch East Indies, what we now call Indonesia. Marriage and struggles. Life in the colonies was far from a fairy tale. The marriage turned bitter. They lost one of their children, and arguments filled the air. By 1906, Margaretha left her husband and returned to Europe, alone, broke, and determined to start over, becoming Mata Hari. In Paris, she reinvented herself. She became Mata Hari, a name meaning Eye of the Day in Malay. She claimed to be a temple dancer, trained in the sacred rituals of the East, a story she partly invented, but it worked. Her exotic costumes, sensuous dances, and mysterious persona took Paris by storm. She performed for the rich, the powerful, and the dangerous, and she caught the attention of military officers and politicians from all over Europe. War and suspicion. When World War I erupted, Mata Hari's glamorous world collided with deadly politics. She traveled freely between countries, lovers in both the French and German armies. French intelligence suspected her of passing secrets to the Germans. The Germans, meanwhile, used her as a courier, perhaps without her realizing the true danger. Arrest and trial. In February 1917, French authorities arrested her in Paris. Her trial was sensational. The prosecution painted her as a master spy, responsible for the deaths of thousands of soldiers. No real evidence was presented, but she was an easy scapegoat, a foreigner, a woman, and a seductress in a time of war. Final moments. On the morning of October 15, 1917, Mata Hari was led to a courtyard at the Vincennes barracks. She refused a blindfold. She didn't cry. She didn't beg. When the rifles fired, she stood tall until the very last second. At 41 years old, her life ended, but her legend had just begun. Legacy. Was Mata Hari truly a double agent, or simply a woman trapped in a dangerous game she didn't fully understand? More than a century later, her story still asks the same question. Was she a spy or a victim of history?